reboot? Oh, okay. What's up, Wolfpackers? What's up, Wolfpackers? Just doing some technical stuff on the backside. Do not try to adjust your screen. Do not try to adjust your screen. The Wolfpack is on a Monday night, and no, we're not doing football, guys. We got ourselves a special guest. Let me get some drum rolls if you could, real quick, guys, for our special guest. He was kind enough to take some time out and meet up with us on his off day. So let me bring in real quick. Not real quick, man. The guy can stay as long as he wants. As long as he wants. What is going on, Seth? Mister What's Poppin?
Poppin', everybody. What's going on, Miguel? What's happening, dude?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? All right, so man, it's a Monday night. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Listen, I'm always game to hang out with people. So that's it's not I mean, it technically is kind of like my chill day. Like I'm not recording or doing anything, but dude, yeah, no. If anyone ever wants to invite me on or anything, I'm always game. So
awesome. That's what we love. Just real good. Real good. I mean, this whole YouTube thing. It's real easy to get caught up and stuff. Get caught up in the numbers and things like that. But it's just there's always the human aspect of this.
Yeah, I listen. I when it comes to views and subscribers and stuff like that, dude, I don't care. If you're a chill dude, man, then I'm good with that. You know.
Nice. Yep. All right, man. Well, just I mean. The thumbnail might have been a little bit misleading. It might have been a little East Coast, West Coast, but it's all toy love. It's all toy love at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we've got love for the same exact figures. Just about. Did we lose Seth? You froze. Oh, okay, you're back. We got you.
Yeah. Was it me or was it you?
I'm not. I hope it wasn't me. I don't know. It's all right. We'll push through it. We'll push through it. So, Seth, we did this thing. We just recently raised it up to 15. Anytime we got more than 15 in the chat, we've got the Wolfpack official bling. The Wolfpack official bling comes on. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's just the camera, so it looks a little not a little faux gold. I assure you, it's pure 24K. I assure you.
Nice.
But yeah. All right, what's up, everybody in the chat? Let me do a quick house cleaning real quick. Clank, what's going on? We got Kenny, Greedo in a Speedo, Dave's Dimensions, Andy Davis, the Wolf Mother, Rolando Flores, Solo Hunter, Darth Blaze in the building, Primetime Reviews. Who else? Mischievous Unicorn, John Joker in the building. All right, guys, I see you. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining me and Seth. Just we're trying to see what's popping. We're trying to see what's popping, right?
I love that, dude. It's dude, it's so funny. It's like it's always a great story to tell about how What's Poppin' came to be. My buddy George, who I shared the channel with, it was funny. He was like, "Hey man," he's like, "Are you interested in doing YouTube?" Because I was collecting Funkos, but I wasn't like filming or recording or anything like that. And I said I could do something with the Funkos. So like I sat there, I was thinking about it, like, and I came up with the name one day. And me and him work together. So like I walk up to him and like a bunch of our friends, and I'm like, "Yo, dude," I'm like, "I got the name," and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "What's Poppin'?"
What's Poppin'? That's nice.
And they all sat there and started laughing at me. They're like, "Dude, are you for real?" It's like the word. It's like the biggest wordplay ever. It's like, come on, man.
I like it. We do this other little thing where when we get a donation, we put a little video up. John Joker kind enough to drop $10 on the super chat. Let me take care of business real quick, Seth. I'll be right back in 2 shakes of a stick. So head over here. Oh no, Killer Mike, I need you. All right. Shout out to John Joker for that kind donation. 1 second, and we are gonna flip a Mischievous Unicorn for you. All right, so that was our Mischievous Unicorn flip.
That's funny.
Yeah, anytime we get a super chat, we flip a unicorn on this channel. So
That's funny.
yeah, let me bring Seth back in. Yeah, it's and you know what? He's never been on the waves again. That was the very last time he ever surfed. After that.
I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes things are traumatizing.
Yeah.
We get it, but it's all about picking yourself back up and learning from the mistakes.
Yep. Yep. Definitely. You ever ride the waves out there in Florida?
Uh, Not really. I'm not much of a beach guy because if I go out there, I kind of lay on the beach and I just look like a beach whale. Like I just shored up and I'm just like just lying there. So it's like.
Hey, plenty of SPF. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm a city guy. I always, I like being in the city. I like being in downtown. That's kind of like my thing. I like looking at the cityscape and all that stuff.
Nice. I've actually taken a trip out to Miami. I went in January of 2020, just before the world went cuckoo. Yeah, we went out to the Super Bowl and
sweet.
Yeah, sadly didn't bring back the trophy, but it is what it is.
Listen, man, it happens, dude. The Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009, man. So trust me, I'm struggling just as much as you are.
Yeah.
So
you know what? The Yankees went on an incredible run. I was lucky enough to I was at the Oakland Coliseum when David Cohn had his first game back after I think it was either Tommy John or rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah,
he almost threw a perfect game.
Yeah,
I almost got to witness a perfect game, and then David Wells later on that year threw the perfect game.
Pitched the game. Yeah,
yeah, but David Cohn came. He took a perfect game into the seventh. That was nice. That was awesome. I'll never forget that one.
The good old days.
Yeah. So you ever been out west?
No. So I am not I'm not a big flyer. I'm not a fan of flying. I do not like getting caught in steel debt traps. The furthest west I've been has been Texas.
Okay.
So that's about as furthest west have I been. The furthest north I've been obviously has been New York, because that's where I'm from. But I've visited Texas. I've been to Georgia. I've been to North and South Carolina. I've been to Ohio, and that's kind of like it. And I've been to the Bahamas, but that's it. Is about as far as like my travels go. I'm not a big fan of flying, dude. I've always hated it. So
what's the toy hunt like in the Bahamas? I wonder.
Oh, dude, I wasn't even toy. The only time I went to the Bahamas was on my honeymoon, and the only thing that was even worth probably mentioning was the flea market that was across from the hotel we were staying at, and they were selling goats. So
wow,
there's nothing wrong with. I would have loved to buy a goat.
Yeah, go buy a goat. Get out of here, kid. Go buy a goat. Nice, Mike D in the building. Hey, what's going on? Ryan Rumsey, what's going on, guys? I see you guys. What's up?
I see a lot of my fellow friends in here. So I see Andy Davis. I see
that was Killer Mike, the Killer Mike the. Yep. So we've got our own little crew, just like you got your own crew. I've got Mischievous Unicorns, my youngest. He's the one that got flipped on the wave, and then Killer Mike, the Wolf Mother. We're actually I'm in the process of editing a hunt. We were out hunting last all day yesterday. It was a marathon. Those girls did not know what they were in for. They don't know the dedication that it takes to go on a successful hunt.
And it's fun, and it's funny too. My wife, if you watch the videos, obviously I refer to her as the Thing. So she, I'm all joking aside, she is the best. She allows me to do this stuff. When I go out to film, I'm out of the house for probably like at least a good 4 to 5 hours, filming, and what a lot of that is drive time.
Yeah.
So it's bouncing around. Like I do have a good run of Targets and Walmarts that are kind of like in close vicinity, but it's like those specialty stores like I go to, like Tate's and Bits and Buttons, that are a little further, further out of the way.
Yeah, Bits and Buttons. I feel like I've been there. I've seen it so many times on your channel that I'm gonna go in and start talking to people. That can be like, who is this dude?
That is probably single-handedly the greatest store known to mankind. They've got everything from vintage to new. they have a little bit of for every, for everybody, which is great. And it's a toy store. That's what it is. They don't have comics. They don't have, they don't have comics. They don't have trading cards. It's just a regular, straight up toy store, which there aren't a lot of those around anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They're always playing the music. The music when you walk into the store, they're always playing like the video game music, or music from nostalgia and cartoons and TV shows and things like that. So it pulls you in like a whole nother environment.
Well, yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt to you walk in and you hear the theme to Mario Kart, and you're like, well,
That's what
okay,
I'm saying, man.
yeah, now I'm in the mood to drop some money on a hot toy. That's yeah. No, that's smart.
Like we were talking about, like we're right around the same age. So I mean, we had Toys R Us, we had KB Toys,
Yeah.
There were
Woolworth
Woolworths. I mean, we had what is it? By me, it was Genevieve. We had Genevieve's. There were stores that we had that we can go to these places. Like I remember my parents taking me to Genevieve's, which is kind of like the equivalent of like an Eckerd's or like a Walgreens back in the day. And I remember my mom and dad buying me the old school Hasbro WWE figures.
Okay.
The vintage, the ones that everybody's vintage now. I remember them taking me to the store and buying them there. I mean, it's like there's nothing that gives you that nostalgia, And I think that's why a lot of our us older guys like us enjoy buying the toys and hunting and things like that, because it takes us back to a better time in our life where we didn't have bills, we didn't have responsibilities, we didn't have kids. We could just focus on having fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why we do this now as adults. It's even worse now as adults because we've got adult money now and we can go out and do some crazy stuff. Definitely. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. The wolf mother. My wife said she quit after filming yesterday because they didn't know what they were in for. So we drove up from we're in the Bay Area. We drove up from the Bay Area to Sacramento. And I told them, I was like, we don't have to hit every single Target, every single Walmart. Well, because but I do want to hit a lot of them. And they don't know what the amount of energy that it takes.
It's honestly it's funny because like I used to take even though you never saw them on camera, like every once in a while, like I would take my wife and my kids with me. And like eventually at one point my wife was just like, she's like, I can't gallivant all over town with you anymore. It's just it's crazy. She's like, you can go out on your own and film and be, have peace and quiet and all that other stuff. And it's just, because again, dude, like I hit up a bunch of stores. It's like I know a lot of people like putting out like these quick like 10-15 minute videos. Nah, man, I love dropping those longer 30-40 minute videos, dude, because there are just some things that you just can't condense into that small of a time frame. And the grind is real, man. People don't really get the grind.
Yeah, no, I mean, like with me, I'm the last, I think the last 2 uploads have been 25-minute plus. The one we shot yesterday, just a heads up for you guys, it's gonna be somewhere in the 40-minute range. And there's so much in there that I want. We literally stumbled upon one of these vintage stores.
That's trouble. That's always trouble.
Yeah, and I walked out with a few things. I could have walked out with a few more. I did have to show a little bit of restraint. And the light side, dark side of me, they were like, oh, when's the next time you're gonna be over here? And then you agreed once a month we're gonna take this trip and we're gonna come out here and see what's out here.
Now that's good. That's good logic. That's good logic. Now as far as my logic goes, when I see something, I say to myself, okay, is this gonna be the only time I see it? Is it something that I know I'm going to come across again later on down the road? Because usually 9 out of 10 times when I see something, I just normally buy it because I know the odds of me coming it across again are very slim to none. So, you know, and it sucks too because, you know, listen, contrary to popular belief, people, I'm on a budget. Okay, I just don't have endless amounts of money just to throw away at things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you dropped 1200 on a
Yeah,
skull buster.
my buddy right there, the Hulk Buster.
Yeah,
Everybody loves the Hulk Buster.
That thing is sweet. I remember seeing the video. I was just like, oh, I literally, I was like, what is this dude doing? He's gonna.
What the video didn't show, unfortunately, it was after the cameras went off. The immediate amount of buyer's remorse that came over me, where I'm sitting there and I'm looking at George and I'm looking at Mike and I'm like, what did I just do? I'm like, how am I going to explain this? You know, and it's funny too because it's like the other thing that, like, again, I like to keep some things private. So it's like I try to keep my wife and kids off camera because, you know, you don't know who's out there. Yeah, just, you know, that's just my take. Definitely. So, you know, so it's like one thing we didn't film was when I opened up the front door and all of a sudden, like, my wife is standing there by the door and I'm coming through with this big box trying to maneuver it through the door. And she's like, do I even want to know? I'm like, no. I'm like, let me just go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're getting closer and closer to the delivery date for that, the HasLab Sentinel. So I'm
on that. I pre-ordered that day one, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm still trying to figure how I'm going to sneak that one in, where it's going to go. Where, you know, I only picked up one. I know some people, they've got 3 on the way. Some people have 5 on the way.
So the real funny thing is that people have been asking me for years to do a room tour. Now, I do want to give them the room tour, but it's something that I have to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, as a collector, the one issue every collector has is space restraint. You know, you're only limited to so much real estate. And so I'm constantly trying to rearrange things so I could fit more stuff, or, you know, change things up. Like, if you go through the history of my videos, you will see the evolution of the change. And the one thing is that on the other side of the room right now, I'm actually waiting for a new desk to come in.
Okay.
And because I'm gonna have a whole new setup where I bought like a boom mic stand, and I bought like a camera stand, and everything's gonna be like filmed like on an angle, and then I'm gonna have, you know, more of my more expensive collectibles, like some of my statues and stuff like that, more on camera, so people can get, you know, a different visual. You know, like, people, you know, the Hot Toys thing has been behind me now for quite some time, so I always like to freshen things up, and, you know, switch things up, and, you know, give people different points of views and things like that. So
yeah, we're always trying to play around with this one. We actually used to shoot in our living room, but then the PC's here. The PC wouldn't go too good in the living room, but that's where my main collection is. So sometimes when not sometimes, just pretty much I have a rule, like if I'm doing a guest spot on someone else's channel, I'll use the my shelf background, and then this is the office as we call it. But yeah, no, I totally get it. You gotta.
I'm in my bedroom. I'm in my bedroom right now.
That's a nice bedroom.
I'm in my bedroom. I mean, I got a big ass bedroom, but I'm basically in my bedroom right now. So it's like I don't have the luxury of having a single room where I can go into where everything's on display. Like, people always like laugh at me. They're like, "Oh, I want to see, you know, oh, do you have any of your figures on display or anything like that?" I'm like, I always tell people, I'm like, dude, like, all my figures are literally in boxes in my storage. I've got nowhere to display them. As much as I would love to have them on display and show you guys everything, I can't. I don't have the space. Yeah. So I have to be very, very picky, choosy with what I put out.
Definitely, you want like your A stuff, your A stuff.
Oh, I want my higher end. Yeah, I want my higher end stuff. I mean, listen, if I'm paying like $200 to $300 for a hot toy, you bet your ass it's going to be on display.
Yeah, definitely, you know? Definitely. I'm still working on. So John Joker, the guy that just dropped the super chat, has a trivia contest going, and he's giving away a Spider-Man 2099.
Ooh, that's a nice one. I have that fella. He's sitting down there somewhere.
Okay. Well, yeah. The winners winning that one. Unfortunately, I got eliminated last Monday, so there will be no hot toy coming my way. Yeah, no, but yeah, super cool, and that's the community aspect of it. It's he's not sponsored by anybody. He's just a guy doing it just to do it because he likes the whole community aspect of
Oh, and
what we got
and
going
and
on.
listen, that's what I do too. Like I give when we do giveaways, it's stuff that's out of our personal collection.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm too out there and too outlandish to attract sponsors. And just to put this to rest, I am not actively out there looking for sponsors. You know, I make plenty of money doing what I do with my job. Do I make a few dollars off of doing YouTube? Yeah. you know that basically funds the hobby. So it's like, anything I get and we give away, that's that's out of my personal collection. I'm not actively tracking down companies saying, hey, do you want me to give this away and stuff like that. If people want to do stuff, they reach out. So it's like, I put that misconception to bed. It's
yeah,
like, I don't do this for sponsorships. I don't do this to make money. Again, I have a great job that pays me plenty of money. I do this for fun, like we were talking about. This is a way of us connecting, with other people, especially like you. You're all the way on the other side of the country.
yeah,
I mean, that
yeah.
and that's the whole thing.
Literally, we're both on opposite coasts. Literally,
Yeah.
but yeah, you heard it here first, guys. He's not doing it for sponsorship. The Wolf Mother just dropped the link
Also,
for Seth's
that's
channel.
thank you, Wolf Mother.
If for some reason you have never heard of Seth and the MCE crew, go hit that subscribe button. Join the team. Join the team. If for some reason you're under a rock and you don't know who these guys are.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I've acquired a lot of monikers over the year, and like the newest one right now that's going around is that I'm being dubbed as the hardest working man on YouTube.
I believe it. Man, it's
And I laugh. I laugh at it because it's funny. People don't, it's like we were talking about, like people don't realize, like, how much work actually goes into this. This is like another full-time job in itself. It's like someone asked me, God knows how long ago, like, how many videos do I put out in a week? I put out the Tuesday hunt video. I put out the Friday hunt video. I do a video on Wednesday. I do a live stream on Thursday, a live stream on Friday, and then I drop a random video on Saturday or Sunday. That's like 6 videos a week.
Yeah, and the editing side is the side that no one ever gets to see.
No.
You just talked about how you love putting out 25 to 40-minute videos. That's easily 2 hours worth of raw footage.
Yeah, when you're editing a video, you need at least a good hour and a half, 2 hours just to sit down and edit it. That doesn't even include the time that it takes to export the video from whatever program you're using, and then the 2 to 3 hours it takes to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, and
God
forbid if you want graphics, if you want any graphics in there.
Doing the thumbnail, putting in the tags in the description, and the end credit, all that stuff. Stuff.
It's work. And when we first started out, we had a very, very slow, very mediocre start. Like we just hit the 1K about a month ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. But we've been doing this channel for almost 4 years. The kids, we just changed our logo, but our old logo was the very first upload that we did, and the kids were like 7 and 9.
Yeah,
and yeah, same thing. It's for any young collectors out there, anyone's starting a YouTube channel. It's very rare that you get lightning in the bottle and you shoot up right away. It's a lot of work. You got to stay on that grind. You got to stay on that grind and keep. Like Seth was saying, the consistency of it.
People don't understand that, like, consistency is like one of the key things, like we were talking about. I haven't missed putting out a hunt video on a Tuesday in like 4 years, man.
It's crazy.
I mean, and we've been grinding for about five years on MCE, and I mean, people just, again, it's like, if you don't have the drive and the determination, and the willingness to, you're gonna listen. There are gonna be times when you're gonna fail. There's gonna be times where you win. You just gotta, you gotta keep your nose to the ground and just keep grinding it out, man. And I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, you've gotta put yourself out. You're basically putting yourself out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
And you gotta ask yourself at what point, what type of channel do you want to be? Do you want to be a channel that's more informative? Because listen, people go to YouTube for two reasons. They either go there to get information or they go there to get entertained. It's that simple. So you got to figure out what exactly is that you want to do. Do you want to be informative or do you want to entertain? Me, I like to entertain. Yeah. You know, when people come watch my videos, I want to give them an experience. You know, and that's what I try to do every single time. Like when I just out of nowhere, I got the notion one day to just start doing skits in the beginning of my videos, and we have storylines. You know, that's what kind of helped me stood out from everybody else, because nobody else was doing that, just me.
Yeah, no, just your most recent one where you're scrubbing the toilets to go see the Lego Master.
Yeah, that's the new storyline we're on right now. Where I've had two sagas already. I've had the thing saga. I had the saga with Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
And now we're working on the Lego. The me trying to become a Lego master builder. Which is funny because like people don't understand. Like, listen, you guys could sit there and think that putting Legos together is easy. It's not as easy as you think. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? Even with the instruction manual, sometimes the pieces don't line up the way they show in the picture. Yeah. Just saying.
So I've watched your strings when you're Lego building. I already know the answer, but are you do you use Craggle? Do you use performance enhancing, so to speak?
No. I've only ever glued a Lego once, and that was even way before I was doing YouTube. I bought Poe Dameron's like black X-Wing, and I glued that together. And George was like, "Yo," he's like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "I glued it." He's like, "You're not supposed to do that, man." He's like, "It's almost sacrilegious." And I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, whatever. So then, like, ever since then, I was like, all right, I just won't glue Legos.
Yeah.
So, I did it once. I one time.
So I'll tell on myself, when the kids were real little, I've always bought them things that were way above their age range, right? So I'd get them these 200 piece kits, and you play with them for all of 45 seconds, and they break, and good luck getting all those pieces back. So early on when the kids started their Lego careers, they were heavy on the Craggle. Heavy on the Craggle, and then the movie came around, and it's like, oh, so I'm not supposed to do that, huh? Okay, all right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny what we learned from a movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm there was something in my eye that day. I wasn't crying at the end. I promise you.
Yeah, right. It wasn't a movie about Legos. It was a movie about a father and son bonding together.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the real takeaway. If lesson,
lesson.
Lesson.
Yeah. So you're a big movie guy. I can tell just by the references you use in all your streams and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a huge movie guy, dude.
Yeah. So what 90? I mean, we're both about the same age. And I'm
an 80s guy. I'm an 80s guy through and through. 80s. I love 80s music. I love 80s movies. One of the things I've honestly have enjoyed, and I'm sure you can probably contest to this, watching movies when you were a little kid and then rewatching them as an adult is so much better.
Yeah.
Because you can understand all the jokes that you really didn't get as a kid, but now as an adult seems even better. Like one of my favorite movies to rewatch that I rewatched as an adult was Parenthood. With Steve Martin. And the one part in the movie where one of the wives is telling the other wives like how when her husband is tense, she performs a certain act. While driving. So then the funny thing is that he's like, they're driving and he's like, oh, I'm so tense, and she's like, oh, I can help you. And then he crashes the car. He crashes the car, and then the cop's like, "Oh, how did this happen?" And he's like, "Hey, honey, show him." It's like you didn't know what that was about when you were a kid.
Yeah, no.
But rewatching it as an adult is 5 times better.
Yeah, definitely. And then the people forget Keanu Reeves was in that one. A very young Keanu Reeves when he's talking
young Keanu Reeves
when he's talking to the
mom.
He's like, well, I told him. That's what little dudes do.
That's what little dudes do. It's okay. And he smiled.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had teeth. Yeah, no, that's hilarious. And you're absolutely right. Going back, you go back and you're like, whoa, how did I miss that? How did I miss that?
Because you didn't know what that was when you were a kid. You didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah. What's up, Ty? What's up, Blue Sasquatch? If you guys joined us late, man, I got my buddy Seth in the building, Mister What's Poppin himself.
What's poppin'?
Yep. You know what? Stand by Me. Stand by Me is
Another good one. Yeah,
is one of those that we watched on repeat just about when in the '80s, and then you rewatch it as an adult, and you're like, wow, this is it's a coming of age movie.
Yeah,
Written by Stephen King of all people.
Yeah. It was a serious. It was at the time it was supposed to be a like you said, like a coming of age type thing, and again it's just it's funny rewatching the stuff. And you know what, it's funny. It's like what your parents let you watch when you were that age. Like back back in the day, RoboCop was
what I was thinking.
RoboCop was a super violent movie, but at six years old, my parents were letting me watch that, and I was so obsessed with RoboCop. RoboCop was like one of my favorite movies growing up, and it's just like rewatching that as an adult. And then you think about it, you call your parents up, and I'm like, why would you let me watch this?
It was the '80s, man. I was the only thing where I think because you just flashed me back to our very first rewatch of it, and the only time it was awkward was the very first when the chick cop is putting on the bulletproof vest. You get the full frontal shot, and we're like, oh, we're not supposed to be seeing that, but a guy getting blown away by Ed 209, no, perfectly fine.
We condone. And again, it's funny though because it's like the times and it's funny because a lot of people around our age now are kind of we're very open about what we say and what we do and how we speak and how we present ourselves, whereas today's time is a little iffy with that. And it's like it's funny how things that we did back then are frowned upon now.
Well, I mean,
but that was the culture. That was the culture that back then. So it's like when we see things in the news and stuff that we laugh it off, where other people are like, oh, that's not right. It's like, but that's what we grew up. We grew up not knowing anything.
I mean, I saw on Instagram just a little bit before we got on is the Slave One is Hut Slayer, or was it Slave Leia is now Hut Slayer Leia, right? So
it's like how can it's always been Slave Leia, it's always been Slave One. It's not to mean anything derogatory or indirect or go against a person's culture or beliefs or anything. It's just that's what that character and what that ship was called. So because it's funny because I know exactly what you're talking about, because the new Lego set that's coming out, it just says Boba Fett ship on the box. It doesn't even say Slave One, which is how can you rename a product that has been named that product for years?
Let's rename the Titanic because people in Iceland don't you're slandering the iceberg by I don't know.
I'm as big as Titanic. Rename it. Don't insult me.
So we got G-Force just popped in the building. Jaeger wants me to take a shot, and then Risk says great Keanu Reeves voice impression. You know what, after a few more of these it gets even better too, so stick around.
Whoa
yeah, I know judo.
Yeah
So what's another good 80s action movie that just rings off the top of your head?
Dude, you got the Rambos, you got what is it? You got all the Rockies. You got Rocky 4, which is like the holy grail of Rocky movies in my opinion. Oh my god, man, it's like you got the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Axel Foley, one was definitely better than two, but two did have two was another good one.
Yeah, man, you got I love a lot of the sports movies. Like I love Major League. Major League was a great was a great movie.
Another one that had okay. So my parents were fine with violence. They were fine with foul language. Oh, but the minute there was a little bit of boobage, turn this off. He can't see it. He can't watch this stuff. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many movies that come to mind. Like me, like I've always been like a big like Tom Hanks guy.
Uh-huh.
So like I love like The Money Pit was a great great movie.
Yeah.
Dragnet with him and Dan Aykroyd was a great.
Bachelor Party was a really good one.
Bachelor Party. I mean, like all Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch is classic.
It's like again, it's like I love those those type of slapstick comedy.
Well,
comedy movies.
And then the whole thing with reinventing yourself, that's Tom Hanks in a nutshell. He went from bosom buddies, dressing in drag, to being the most recognized actor on the planet, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's just it's funny, It's like he went from comedy to drama, back to comedy to drama. I don't think he ever really did. Yeah, I don't ever think he really ever did like an action movie, but.
Turner and Hooch might have been his.
Well, Saving Private Ryan can kind of almost be considered
you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Dan, who in the building? What's up, my man? It's wow. It's get to bed, Dan. Get to bed. It's 1:30 in the morning out there. No, 12:30. 12:30. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure Greenwich Mean Time how it transfers over, but I know it's late. Get to bed, bro. Catch some rewatch. It's all good. It's all good. We'll give you a pass. We're normally on a lot earlier. We come on Saturdays at noon. So but yeah. All right, let's you want to transition into the 90s? What's a good 90s movie that plays in your head randomly?
I'm gonna have to probably go with Terminator 2.
Yeah, classic.
Is a good one that always comes to mind.
I'm gonna Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier, all the Van Damme movies, like Lionheart.
I love Lionheart. I love Lionheart.
That was a good one. Time Cop.
Nowhere to Run. You remember that one?
Nowhere to Run was a good one. Yeah, man, there's just so many movies, and then even what is it? One of my favorite movies to actually watch from the '90s was Sidekicks. That movie with Chuck Norris.
The late Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah, Jonathan Brandis. Yeah. That was a good movie. One I always enjoyed.
Yeah,
I always enjoyed watching.
Remind me, was it? He would imagine Chuck Norris always helping him, right?
Yeah, he would always imagine Chuck Norris helping him, and then eventually he did wind up running into Chuck Norris
at the tournament, right?
Yeah, at the tournament, and then he joined his team. Yeah,
yeah, and then
Dan who Demolition Man, perfect movie.
Demolition Man, yeah. Wesley Snipes making his villain debut.
Wesley Snipes in the '90s, dude. Passenger 57.
Yeah, I always bet on black. Always.
That was a good one. Drop Zone was another good one.
And then Blade. Well, oh my God, Blade took the. I mean, it's the granddaddy of the Marvel movies. Well, Howard the Duck, but
Love Howard the Duck.
Yeah, Howard the Duck. A very young Leah Thompson. Yeah.
Oh, and even going back to Howard the Duck. I mean, think about it. You had interspecies erotica. And then also that, if you remember the beginning of
with
the movie,
the girl
the play duck, the play duck, and then when he was getting sucked into the couch, the girl and the duck in the bathtub. It's like I don't even remember seeing that as a kid.
Yeah, no.
And then rewatching it as an adult, and you see that, and you're like, how did I miss that?
Yeah, well, we had that one on VHS, and my parents were like, "Oh yeah, he's so into puppets. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about that." But yeah, we used to watch that one a lot.
Anything Die Hard was my jam back in the Hard was my
Christmas
jam
movie.
Back in the day.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. I totally listen. It ain't Christmas until Nakatomi Plaza explodes.
Yep.
There was there were the Die Hards. God, what other movies did he do in the '90s? He did what was it? Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense was late '90s. Late '90s or.
There's so many movies. It's like I'm literally drawing a blank.
I got one that was in my mind I think a little underrated, but you watch it now. It's Tango and Cash.
Oh, I love Tango and
Cash was so good. He had a very young. Oh my God, her name just slipped my mind, but she plays
Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, Lois Lane.
Yeah,
Lois
dude,
Lane.
my jam. You just reminded me. My jam back in the day, dude. My go-to movie was Big Trouble in Little China.
That was a good one. It was Jack Tripper? No, it's Jack.
Jack Burton.
Jack Burton. Yeah,
I love the part where they're in the sewer and they're walking to Lopan, and the monster comes out of the sewer, and Egg Shan throws the thing in there, and then he's like, "It won't come out no more." And all of a sudden, Kurt Russell's like, "What, Wayne? What won't come out no more?" You know, it's just, dude, it's like the delivery. It's not there anymore in these types of movies, man.
Yeah, no. Kurt Russell, since we're on him, Escape from New York and The Thing. Classics.
Yeah, Escape from New York. There was another movie of his from the '90s that was on the other day that I was watching. Executive Decision.
Yeah, with the stealth bomber or the they got a yep.
Oh, dude, and we're leaving out like one of the best of all times. Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
You know, Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill was the jam.
It was. So we had this is before the streaming days, right? We rented it, and we had to leave. My parents were divorced, so we were doing split custody. So we were leaving my dad's to head over to my mom's, and we didn't get to watch the movie. So we didn't get to watch the end. So I saw him getting killed. And he starts sort of getting his revenge, and then we had to leave. So I was like, oh, so years went by, and I never knew how the movie ended.
Oh man,
so that was terrible. That was a terrible. Yeah, that was probably more heartbreaking than the divorce. Is not knowing how the movie ended.
How did it end?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. Blood In, Blood Out. Yeah, that's a classic gangbanger movie. The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element has so many different aspects to it. It's like you think it's one thing, and then it switches over to another thing, and then that final act where they're on the space cruise ship is and people forget Luke Perry was in that movie at the very beginning. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If we want to throw another Luke Perry.
Oh yeah, Buffy the Vampire, dude. Pee-wee.
Yeah. Yep, Francis.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, dude. I love that movie.
Yeah, my older brothers would beat me up every time they caught me watching that movie. Like
Now the one movie that I could watch whenever it's on TV, I have to sit down and watch it. Or if it's on one of the movie channels, or if it shows up on like Netflix or anything like that, I watch. Dude, I think I literally ruined the VCR tape. Watching it so much as a kid. Iron Eagle.
Oh yeah, Chappie.
Yep, I loved that movie so much.
Yep.
And me and my older brother can literally just like recite every single line from that movie.
Yeah, no, I wanted to strap a Walkman to my thigh and just go play video games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was almost a poor man's Top Gun, but it was in a sense, it might have been better. It didn't have the soundtrack of Top Gun. It didn't have the star power budget, but it was a good movie in its own right.
It was one of those ones that could stand the test of time, in my opinion. God, dude, there's just so many. Like I used to watch Ghostbusters all the time.
Yeah, and that one's got some crude jokes in that one.
Yeah.
That you watch now, it's like, well, Dan Aykroyd's getting from a ghost, I think.
The Great Outdoors.
The Great Outdoors. Yeah,
I love that movie.
So so certain movies I have brought out of the vault, and we watch them as a family. The Great Outdoors, you have to watch The Great Outdoors.
See, and it's fun. I mean, I don't know how you are with your kids, but it's like I try to get my two sons to sit down and watch these things, and they just have no interest. If it's not Fortnite, or Apex Legends or Minecraft or Roblox, they don't want nothing to do with it.
It
trying
is
to give your
what
kids
it
a history lesson.
Definitely. I mean, our parents were probably like, they're so in love with that Nintendo. I want him to go out and throw the football, but all he loves is the Nintendo. It is what it is.
You see, Guido and Espedo just popped up Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Just reminded me too about Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Dude, the Three Amigos was was a great movie.
El Guapo. Yeah,
he shot the invisible swordsman.
You're supposed to shoot up. Yeah, that was hilarious.
You're supposed to shoot up.
No, that's good. Running Man was another one.
Right, yeah, all the Schwarzenegger movies, man.
Stop or my mom will shoot, says Ryan Rumsey. That one was a good one that you had to have a sense of humor to be able to watch that one all the way through. But it did have its moments when the old lady's trying to buy the guns off of the bikers and stuff. She's like, this thing will cut down a tree.
Oh, yeah. Those are good. Those are good movies. Listen, I have a very I don't know how you feel about it, but I have a very difficult time when they especially in today's time with the movie industry where they try to remake old movies and they ruin the movie in the process. I don't think there's been one remake that I could honestly say that I've been like, okay, this was good. I can deal with this.
I'm gonna say one, and you can tell me your thoughts on it because he is a hot topic director, a hot button director. The original was good. I thought the remake was better. Was Dawn of the Dead.
See, I'm not a horror guy,
okay.
so that's not my that's not my cup of tea. So yeah, I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
The original Dawn of the Dead, I want to say was 1978. And Tom Savini is a special effects guy. Did worked on a lot of Jason movies, just low budget stuff, but doing a lot with the low budget. He worked on that one, and he also worked on the remake of it. But it was very dated, but it was very good. I'm the type of guy I watch the oh my god, the name just slipped my mind. The not the X-Files, the '60s show, the black and white show, the Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. I watched the old black and whites just because I like that feel. I like being that would scare you, and that was primetime TV in the '60s,
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of threw this whole thing off train talking.
No, it's all good, man. That's what makes the best content, though, man.
Yeah, really, right?
Listen, like Mike Tyson always says, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
That's true. Not to name drop, but I bumped into him once in Vegas.
Listen, we've all had our fair share of people that we've run into, whether it's been out in public or like an actual meet and greet or so we've all had our fair share of stuff. Like the most random meeting for me, I would have to say it was my senior year of high school, and the girl I was dating at the time, her family went out for New Year's Eve, and I went out with them to this restaurant, and it was down in Miami, and I get up to go to the bathroom, and I'm in the bathroom, and then who comes up next to me in the the open urinal? It's freaking Pauly Shore. And I'm like,
the weasel.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, you're Pauly Shore. He's like, what's up, buddy?
And was he still curly hair? Or had he cut it?
No, he had the shorter curly hair
Okay.
at that point. But dude, yeah, it's just the most like you think like who would you meet in a bathroom?
Yeah,
it was like the most random thing.
Totally. Let me give a quick shout out to Catmaster. Catmaster's actually out in Beijing right now, so shout out to him. It's probably very early in the morning for him. I would say maybe 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
7, 8. Yeah.
But yeah. Shout out to him for making the effort, coming out. Everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys giving us movie references because I guarantee.
We can't think of everything.
I guarantee you, we're just big fact machines. But as soon as the camera starts rolling, you just storm troopers. Is that that's a thing, right?
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
That was one for its time.
That was, and I actually saw a YouTube video on it where they're talking about how it was some of the first. It was very cutting edge. I remember seeing it the first time. I was like, did they just kill somebody to make that scene? Because those aliens just ripped through. 9 a.m. says Catmaster. Shout out to him, man. Cheers. It's a little too late for coffee over here, but cheers to you, brother. Cheers. Yep. What do you what's your poison?
Ooh, what's my drink of choice? Yeah. That's a good one. I'm not much of a drinker. I'm more of like a social, like when there's like a group gathering or something, I'll drink. I'm I'm like a vodka and Red Bull
Okay.
type of guy because it's enough to give you a buzz, but also enough energy to keep the party going.
Keep the party going. Yeah. I got a buddy named Rich that'll tell you hold the Red Bull. Sometimes hold the cup. He'll just take it right out of the bottle.
I'll have a beer. I'll have a beer every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I do it more socially than anything. It's like I don't need the, you know, I don't need all that stuff in my life all the time.
Yeah, yeah. What about are you a coffee guy?
No, I do not drink coffee.
Really?
I am not a coffee guy. I can just naturally wake up in the morning and just go.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And that's the one thing my wife hates about me. It's like when we got plans and we got to be somewhere, and I'm like, come on, let's get up, let's go. She's like, I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm like, I don't care, we gotta
go. So the Wolf Mother said that I'm gonna make her watch all these recommendations now. To be fair though, I've actually put a bunch of these movies on for her. And you know, she's like, "Oh, you didn't watch this with me. You watched it with some other girl." I'm like, "No. It was you. It was you. I guarantee you. It was you."
Nice. Yeah, my wife does that all the time. She's like, I'm like, I swear, like I tell her that like I have something to do or something like that, and then she's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I told you." And she's like, "Oh, you must have told your other girlfriend." You know, and it's like whatever. It's like either I told you or you just have selective.
No, it can be. It can be that. Risk says Doogie Howser. I was just telling the kids. I think on it was Father's Day actually. We parked in front of a doctor's office, and I was like, if they tell you anything, tell them you're Doogie Howser. And they just looking like, what? Well, yeah, Doogie Howser, man. Google it. I ain't got time to explain it. If you don't know, you're gonna have to Google that. Oh, but man, yeah. Dude, and NPH, a very young NPH.
Very young NPH.
Yeah. What was his girl's name on that? Was it Wanda?
Lashonda.
Lashonda. Okay.
I think it was Lashonda, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, that was a good one. And Vinny, his buddy Vinny. Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah, the classic the classic Italian guy.
Yeah. Hey, Paisan.
Yeah. I think Growing Pains had Boner. Boner was like a.
Oh my god, Growing Pains. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Got Growing Pains. Got Family Ties.
Yeah, Full House.
Full House.
Step by Step. If you were a little older.
Step by Step. Family Matters.
Yeah.
God, all those shows. Man.
Was it TGIF? Right. That's what they called that.
Yeah, it was on ABC. It was TGIF.
Yeah. There was one. It probably only had like 2 or 3 episodes, and then it got canceled. But it was supposed to be like a modernized Snow White, where it was Prince Charming, Snow White, and then the evil witch, and then they had kids. They're in like the 21st century, but they're.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's very vague, but yeah, that's a memory of mine where It was, and they did it before the what's that, Unhappily Ever After? What was that ABC show where they were Once Upon a Time? Yeah,
Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, my wife was big on that one. I Toy Hunter, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
I'm actually jealous, dude, because it's like you guys you got the what is it, the Disneyland out there, dude. It's like every chance you have to go hit up the Avenger campus.
Not yet. I'm planning a trip. IE's down in LA. We're gonna link up sometime soon, and we'll. The wives and the kids will probably make a Disney trip, and then me and him will go to Frankenstein's. So
okay, yeah, I've heard, dude. Everyone keeps telling me I've got to get out to that.
Yeah, I've never been either, so you know it's gonna be new. It's gonna be new for me. But yeah, we were. I think we went just before. So the Smugglers Run had opened up. The Star Wars line had opened up, but that was it. So you guys in Florida had both rides open up at the same time, but
no, actually, what happened was they opened up Galaxy's Edge. The first ride to open up was the Millennium Falcon. And then they opened up, and then they eventually wound up opening up Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
Now, with Rise of the Resistance, I was there the first day they opened up that ride. George, somehow, I don't know how George finagled this. George actually emailed Disney and said that, can we get press passes for the event? And we were able to get press passes, and we got in, and we were there. We rode the ride. We even recorded. There's a video of us doing the doing the ride and everything. And I mean, it was cool. And I don't know, are you into wrestling
Yeah,
at all? Or
yeah.
okay, so when I was there, I actually met Zack Ryder, or now he's Matt Cardona.
Okay.
I met him there that day, and I was like, dude, I was like, oh my god, I was like, what a hell of a day. I'm like, I get to be here on day one, and I get to meet Zack Ryder. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
So,
and on a press pass on top of everything.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, and that's one of the benefits, I should say, of having a decent subscriber base and a decent following, is that you can apply for press passes for a lot of these events, and you get into cover to cover them.
Yeah.
So
if you ever want to flex your muscle and make it out to a Comic-Con.
that's the thing. We've gotten press passes in the past for San Diego. George goes. I don't I don't go because I won't get on a plane. But I have a feeling I'm gonna have to go. We went. I went to New York Comic Con back in 2019. We got passes for that. There's other cons in the Florida area, like Florida SuperCon and MegaCon in Orlando, and I usually get press passes for those, so I get to go in there and do that, and do that thing and cover that event. So it's cool stuff.
Yeah, nice. No, definitely take advantage of these privileges, of these.
I never knew half of these things existed. So
up until I was 2019, no, it was 2020. I want to say, when I first heard of Toy Fair. I saw Dan Larson and who else was out there? Well, I was watching some of their stuff. I was like, really? There's a toy fair where everyone.
Yeah, it's in New York. They do the toy fair, and then that's when they show a lot of their
the
their
big
release,
reveals.
like some of the reveals and stuff that's coming out for the year and stuff like that. So yeah, we tried actually to get that before pre-pandemic and all that stuff, and we got denied. That was one of the ones that we actually got denied, that we didn't cover. So I don't know if we missed the deadline or what the story was with that. Maybe our following just wasn't big enough at the time for them.
We'll see. I mean, it will come back eventually. Things
are opening up. It's only a question of time now.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. We talked a little bit off camera, but yeah, Florida, it was almost like nothing ever happened, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I think contributed to the success of the channel. Where the hunt videos have done as well as they have, because a lot of these states shut down, where Florida really didn't shut down. They were just maybe a little strict on certain things, but they still allowed you to go out and do stuff. So, while other people were on lockdown and stores were closed and stuff like that, I was going out filming hunts.
Yeah, no, that's take advantage of your situation. That's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I think there was 2 or 3 weeks where a lot of the stores didn't let people in.
Yeah.
And then what I was doing at the time is that I was just actually ordering some stuff online, and I was just doing mail call videos, just to keep putting out content. And then eventually, when they were like, oh, we're going to open up the stores and we're only going to allow X amount of people in at a time, that's when I was like, all right, now I can go back out. Now I can start filming. I can start hunting, and I started putting out content, and, and that's when, the channel started to take off. Other YouTubers, started reaching out to me at that point, which was, listen, if there's one thing I enjoy more than anything, I love the subscribers to death. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the following that we have. But to me, sometimes it's more about the respect from your peers.
Yeah.
When you get other YouTubers reaching out to you saying, hey, I really enjoy the content, or, hey, let's do a video together. Let's do a live stream or something. To me, that's cool, because it shows, it shows there's a respect there amongst your peers.
Yeah, no.
So
totally get it. That's almost like, I don't know, to a certain extent, baseball. We're creeping up on the All-Star game, so we can use that as a nice little bridge for it. What are you? I know one of the things I reached out to you recently was the Ursa Major wave. When I saw you locked out, and I was like, you know what, he's a famous guy. He's probably got connections, but you got to clap it up when you can find something like that.
no connect, dude. Honestly, no connection.
Really?
People do not understand how that. I mean, I explained it in the hunt video, but I not during the live stream. So what happened is that the owner of Bits and Buttons, me and him have become good buddies. So whenever he gets anything interesting that because he knows what I like to collect, he'll shoot me a call, or or shoot me a text and send me a picture. Said, hey, if you want these, come and get them. So he shot. I was actually out driving after work. I was hunting, and he calls me out of the blue, and he's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm out filming. He's like, you need to stop what you're doing and get to my store right now. And I'm like, why? He's like, just do it. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll be there in like 45 minutes. So I get to the store, I walk in, and I'm like, and he wasn't even open. He was just at the shop, packaging up orders and stuff like that. And he's like, dude, you're never gonna believe what I got. And he goes, I went there to pick up because one of his distributors is right down the street from his store. So he's like, oh, I went to the distributor to pick up some stuff I ordered, and look what they gave me. And he cuts open the box, and the whole Ursa Major wave is just sitting there. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
And that's, almost a solid month before the release date, too.
No, because they're not even supposed to hit the streets until August.
August, right? Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, and again, I don't care about being first on YouTube with anything.
Yeah.
It's not a competition. But the fact that just once I had this fall into my lap.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, now I kind of almost have to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
So I ran home. I took a quick picture of the thumbnail. I got set up for the live stream, and I did the live stream. And I mean, it was crazy, man. Like the fact that I had something in hand before anyone else was just crazy. Because again, this is and this is what brings up your topic from the thumbnail, East Coast versus West Coast. Being an East Coast guy, I feel you guys always get everything before we do on the West Coast, because you guys have the ports right there, and everything comes in and always works its way. So whenever I see like you or someone else post something that I know that they're on the West Coast, I'll be like, okay, so it'll probably be by me like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was the whole thing. So it's like, again, so like just being able to have like that opportunity to get something before anybody else is crazy.
Yeah, no,
and it's not like I have connections or hope, with distributors or anything like that. It just a random coincidence.
Yeah. Well, like I said, whether you have 30K or two people following you, and if I were to see that, I'd clap it up, because that's like, wow, that's a good job. That's a fine's a fine. There's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. What's going on, Ed? Rebels and Reptiles. What's going on, brother? So what? Coming back to what you said about the East Coast, West Coast. It goes both ways. We think that about you guys when our streets are dry, when things like that. Like right now the Black Series wave with the Mandalorian girl with and Aura Singh and Zero.
Bo-Katan and
the wave after that, the Sasha Banks, the Mandalorian girl that she's playing.
The Casca Reeves.
Yeah. So that
hasn't even hit. I don't even know when that's dropping.
I've seen some people in the East Coast that already have them in hand. And
again, that could be, just because like, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
Again, it could be a distributor thing, like the distributor messed up and sent them out before they were supposed to. Like, it's funny because it's like the one thing I'm sure most toy hunters can agree on that they hate is the Target street date.
Yes. Yep. Say no to street dates. We got a saying out here, right?
That is the worst thing ever. Now, have I done things in my lifetime to work around the street date? Yes.
Yeah.
And most toy hunters know exactly what I'm talking about without even mentioning it.
Definitely.
So we do things sometimes, and we do those things because we know if we don't get it right there and then, and then we come back for it when the street date is actually supposed to be street date and releases, you know, as sure as shit we ain't gonna see it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. We want to. We've got a video where we were super confident. We're talking. I don't know, maybe about 2 years ago. It was the Peter Parker or Spider-Man and Mary Jane 2-pack. The movie.
From Homecoming.
Yeah, the Homecoming. Mischievous had his own money he was paying for it. We found it in store. He didn't have his money, so we were like, oh, you know, I'm trying to be the dad. I'm trying to, you know, teach a life lesson here. Like, well, you ain't got your money. I'm not gonna spot you the money. So what we did was one of those things. We didn't full blown panel hack it, but what I did was I put it behind puzzles, because who plays with puzzles, right? And yeah, we came back not an hour later. The other 4 that were there were gone. So, oh, you know what? I know a guy. So we go and pull it out, and bam, street dated. And I guess the manager was kind of, because everyone always talks about how the GI Joe's for my kid, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I literally had my kid here, and my kid was upset that he couldn't get it. So she put my name on a piece of paper and put it up. I'm like, we're never gonna get it again. We're never seeing it again. But when the street date did finally pass, that one was reserved for us. So
again, listen, not all Target employees are bad. You get you do get the rare one that does go above and beyond.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, good stuff here with Seth, man, Mr. What's Poppin'. So what? I mean, we all know about your Hulkbuster and the ton of loot that you dropped on that. But what's something that you recently bought that you're really going crazy over?
Ooh, I got some stuff. I got some stuff coming in this week that'll probably show up on Friday's video.
Okay.
I will tell you that they are statues.
Okay.
There's two of them, and that was for the 2 of those. It was about maybe close to the $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah, those statues
for both of them.
Those statues are nothing nice. Well, they are, but you know the hit on the wallet.
I've got you know, it's not like anybody could see them for the most part, but I have like 2 Captain America statues up there. I've got a Spider-Man and another Captain America statue. Over here, I've got a Mark III Iron Man statue. I've got a Wolverine statue, and I have the Hulk versus Wolverine statue. Nice. So I mean, you know, the biggest purchase I've made to date on my channel, I actually purchased the Iron Man, the Hulk, and the Hulk versus Wolverine all at one time from a buddy of mine for like $2,000.
That's a big chunk. That's a big chunk.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, it's a small sacrifice for what you enjoy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, again, like I told you, it goes back to what we were saying about having adult money.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of small sacrifices and what we enjoy, shout out to Punky Brewster Rules, another '80s baby, I reckon. Dropped a super.
I'm saying with the name Punky Brewster, yeah.
Yeah, dropped a super chat. So let me take care of her real quick. Let me slide this over, slide that over. Eventually, I'll get this down to where it's going to be seamless, guys, and I'll just hit one button on a hotkey. Hold on, I didn't say I was ready.
And it's funny too, because people are like, "Oh, how do you learn how to do all this stuff?" And I'm like, YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm self-taught.
Legit. To set up my Streamlabs, I watched tutorials, and it's a lot to take in all at once. But the way Streamlabs works is you layer everything. Think of it like a sandwich, right? And you want the donation has to be on the very top layer so that supersedes everything else. Like me and you might be talking or something like that, but when that one comes out, you know, you want everyone to see it, because nothing's worse than dropping a super chat and you don't even get acknowledged. That's you know, like, oh gee, thanks. But yeah, shout out to Punky Brewster. Thank you for that donation. Let me flip a unicorn.
Does your son like hate you for playing with the clip?
He does.
I was about to say, man. I was like, dude. I was like, if I was your kid, man, I'd be like, yo, dad. I'd be like, come on, man.
Yeah. Just cut it. Just cut it. We're all done. We're all done
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, cut me some slack, man.
Hang on one second. Let me get Seth back in here. All right. There we go. And we're back. We're back with Seth from MCE. So yeah, damn, two grand. I'm trying to think. I think I might have $2,000 on this shelf. But
now, if you want to talk about like legit like money spent, the most money has actually been buying all the equipment to do YouTube.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's
you know, between the cameras, the computers, the lights, the microphone. I mean, everything. I mean, and it's funny because somebody, they're like, when everybody first started doing YouTube, their phone was their camera.
Yeah.
you know, and eventually I upgraded. I use the DJI Osmo Pocket.
Okay.
It's a little small handheld camera about yay big, and it's perfect for being discreet and stuff, because I get the shakes. So it's like, when I was filming with my phone, people would be like, "Oh my God, stop shaking your hand so much! I'm going to throw up," because I'm like, shaking it. But then I invested in that, and that was the best investment ever.
So does that one have like a built-in gimbal that kind of steady?
It's got a built-in gimbal. Shoots in 4K. Shoots in 4K. You can plug your phone into it. You can take all the stuff, plug it into the computer, take it directly off the memory card, throw it right on the computer. So I mean, it's a good camera. I mean, I bought the original one when it came out, and I had that for up until now, and then just recently I got the newest version of it. Okay. So.
Wow. I think it was either Thursday or Friday when you were streaming. You asked if you were influential, and I replied and I said you are influential. Because of you, I've seen people holding those type of, between you and Mike. I've seen other people holding those types of cameras, and I'm just like, what? Hey, I've seen. Okay.
It's a good camera. It's a good camera. It's an inexpensive camera. It's $350. It's not like you got to go out and you got to buy like a DSLR or any kind of like 4K cam or anything like that. Because it's perfect for vlogging and being on the go, especially with toy hunting.
Yeah.
Because I could film, put it in the case, and put it right in my pocket, and that's that's it. That's all I have to do. It's discreet especially when you go into stores that are a little uptight.
Yeah.
About filming.
GameStops.
I've never really had any issues at GameStops. I've been in a couple, like one or two specialty stores where they were like, and again, I'm the most cordial person you'll ever meet. I always do the right thing especially when I go into a new store. I walk right in. I said, hi. I said, I do YouTube videos about, toy collecting and stuff like that. Yeah. I said, do I have your permission to film in the store? And usually 9 out of 10 times someone will say, yeah. And then you get that one occasion where they're like, no, we don't allow any filming in the store. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, clearly you don't want any promotion for your business, so I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And I try to tell my boys that, like, when you greet someone, look them in the eye. You shake their hand. That's all part of being a man. And just like that, you introduce. I'm not just gonna be some guy. Hey, check me out. Hey, all in your face doing that. But yeah, no, definitely get the consent. And at the very least, or at the very worst, they'll say, well, don't record anyone's face.
Yeah. Yeah, but as long as you go in there and you're cordial and you're professional about it, that's and that's the thing too. And then and like I said, sometimes you just get people who just don't want the promotion for their business. Yeah. People don't understand when we go into these stores. In reality, we're looking for stuff for us, but in reality, it's free advertisement for them. It's free promotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got collectible store called Pot of Gold. Pot of Gold Collectibles up here. Tom is the guy that runs it. And yeah, very first time I went in, I introduced myself. I was like, hey, I shoot for YouTube. Is it okay? I won't do it today, but can we because there's so much cool stuff in his store, just like any other
Yeah.
collectible store out there. But I was like, can we sit down with you one day and just just interview you to see how you got to. I was more interested in how he got into the line of work than
Than what was actually in the store. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of cool stuff hanging on the walls and behind everything. But yeah, he's definitely about his money. There's the flippability in the store, but that's all part of the game. That's all part of this toy game. I think Nerdzoic had said that about a scalper would be you wouldn't go into Applebee's and call them a scalper because they're selling you a $10 burger when they
Yeah.
paid three for it.
Yeah. The term scalper and reseller and a lot of those derogatory, you know, words get thrown around very loosely without people actually having a true understanding.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, we've all called someone a scalper or a reseller at some point. Let's cut through the BS. We've all had our moments.
Yeah.
When I buy something, and it's funny because people are like, oh, do you just buy in the hobby just to invest? I said no. I said I'm a collector. I don't buy to hold on to something and then resell it. When I sell something from my collection, it's either because I've grown tired of the piece or there's something else that I want to make room for that this piece is occupying.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I can't relate as well because but I to a certain extent I can because I'm doing it with like the Marvel Legends and the Black Series. Well, I'll keep the card. I'll keep the card in the event that one day maybe I sell it. You have.
I hold on to all the boxes.
Yeah.
I hold on to everything.
Well, I mean, with the hot toy boxes, you see them all the time. I mean, those boxes are so pretty that you don't want to throw those away.
Well, and the funny, and again, dude, there are just people out there that are just sticklers. So it's like if you really want to sell a hot toy to maximize the amount of money you can get for it, yeah, you need to have the figure complete with all the accessories. If it lights up, you need to make sure it works. You need to have the box, and if you got it from a company, you need to make sure it has the brown shipper with it. Because if you don't have the brown shipper, then people won't automatically want a discount.
Yeah.
So it's so yeah, I hold on to everything. Because
Nice.
you never know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, what I've done with because I mean with our channel we were averaging I don't know 2 sometimes 3 uploads a week. We've got a lot of miscellaneous lines. We're just kind of diving into that wormhole. I would save the box and then just do random giveaways just because it's Tuesday. I mean, one, you're kicking it back to someone who might want it, and two, you're freeing up some space. You're freeing up some space. I already reviewed it. I already uploaded it. I like okay. The one that stands out in my mind is Cannonball from Marvel Legends. You know how the half body.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with that? You know what? I'll box it up here. I'll give it to a 9-year-old. A 9-year-old will get more joy out of it than I will.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that goes back to what we were talking about, like, where I don't have sponsorships. Everything I give away, stuff I give away is out of my personal collection.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, I hear you.
Yeah. All right, well, 22 people still in the building. We are on hour 2 with Seth from MCE, Mr. Whats Poppin. I feel like I said that like 19 times already tonight.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. You're being professional.
Yeah. Well, people pop in, pop out. Like, who's this guy? Who's that? I've never heard of him. Well, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button if you've never heard of him.
I always tell people don't subscribe to me because I already have enough subscribers.
Right. Give it to this guy that's got 9.
Give it to Wolfpack who needs it, or someone else who needs it. It's like I always have I always joke around saying I've got enough.
Yeah. Right. Cheers, Valley. Cheers. The chat's trying to get me drunk.
Oh, that's easy. You got to give them what they want, you know.
Yeah, you got to give the people what they want.
Like I have a thing on my, you know, when I do my streams, like people, for some reason, I guess people have got accustomed to me wanting to sing.
Uh-huh.
So we have a thing in the chat, like you do with the drinks. You know, people put the lighter emoji in there, and then they put a song in there, and then they want me to sing the song. So
Right.
it's like, you know, it's fun. You know, you give again. It's
no.
You either come to be informed, or you come to get a form of entertainment.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. No,
So.
I understand, and I mean you're into the What's Poppin'.
Oh my! Dude, listen. I still have no idea how that came about. I just did it one day as a joke. Like I was like, what? And it just stuck. It just stuck. And now I do it every single video. It just sticks. Yeah. I get people, you know, like driving down the street sometimes, like if I'm at a store or something and I'm coming out of the store with my family, or I'm coming out of the store from hunting with some buddies, and a subscriber or someone drives by, they roll down the window and they're like, "What's poppin'?" as they're driving, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
That's awesome. That was actually gonna be one of the questions I asked you. Is like, what's it like when you get recognized on the street?
You know, man, I gotta be honest. You know, it's really flattering, and it's not like from like an ego standpoint. You know, I don't need the ego stroke, as people like to think all personalities do. To me, it just shows that these people are acknowledging me because they see the work that I'm putting in to the content. I love when people come up to me and they want to talk to me. I love that. I that's like one of my favorite things. Like we just went to a toy show in Orlando a couple of weeks ago, and this one guy and his uncle or his brother drove all the way from Kentucky to come to the show because they knew I was going to be there.
Wow.
Because they wanted to see me. I was like, wow. I was totally taken back by that.
Yeah, have an autograph. Have my hat, sir.
And that's the funny thing, dude. When people ask me for my autograph, it is like the most funniest awkward thing ever, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm just a nobody. I really am. I am a nobody. I'm just a guy who comes and just for fun puts out videos because, you know, I want to share my experiences with people. I get people, you know, like, listen, so Bits and Buttons, for example, I'm going back to them. The owner of the store called me up a couple of weeks ago. He goes, "Hey," I got this guy out west that just bought a whole bunch of figures online for me. I'm like, "Oh, cool." He goes, "But he had an awkward request, and I'm wondering if you can help me out." And I'm like, "What's that?" He goes, "Can you come to the store and autograph the figures for him?" And I'm like, "Dude," are you for real? He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you autograph it for him?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'll come by the store like tomorrow or something, and I'll you know, autograph the figures for him." I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, no, I mean,
like,
and
it's weird, you know. It's weird. It's weird, but a good weird.
Well, yeah,
you know?
because it literally costs you nothing but your time, right? So
yeah,
I mean,
it's just funny. It's just funny though. It's like, you know.
Yeah. Now when
and it's, I always joke with people. I'm like, after I sign somebody for something, I always joke. I'm like, "Well, don't make me look on eBay in a couple of days, see you selling that autograph for $5."
Well, I was gonna say, when you know it's getting weird when people want your beard trimmings.
Oh my, dude. Listen, you know, I pray and I hope you have the success that I've had. When you get to that level, again, I love the subscribers, but dude, there are just some weird people that come out of the woodworks. like I'm not joking. Like I've had guys send me crotch shots.
Wow.
Like it's like that. It's like that bad, dude.
Yeah, there's someone for everyone, I guess.
You know, and don't get me wrong. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
But you know, but there's other ways of getting my attention. Than showing me your genitalia. You know.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, no, that's weird. That's weird that it would it would be that. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. You get big, dude. All the weirdos come out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just
I could. I mean, if we ever link up one day, dude, I can show you the the screenshots and stuff of
Yeah,
people's messages and stuff.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take.
Well, no, I won't show you the crotch. I won't show you the crotchets. I'll just show you the weird messages that people that people have sent. It's just it's and that's why I always tell my wife. That's why I always tell my wife, I'm like, don't tag me on anything on Facebook. Don't tag me anything on Instagram. I don't want people knowing who you guys are. For protective reasons. Because again, there are some weird people out there.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're when we had Collector's Crush on, that was one of the things. Is like we don't ever post what store we're at. We don't ever post what city we're. Not necessarily what city they're based out of, but when you're traveling,
you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know what's gonna happen, dude. Honestly, like there are times like where I feel like I'm just getting a stare from a random person, like. I'm waiting for them to walk up to me or say something, or they have that look on their face that like, where have I seen this guy before? And I just kind of like keep walking and just like, yeah, I'm gonna mind my own business and just keep walking.
Yeah. It's happened to me once. Once it's happened to me, and it wasn't even through YouTube. It was through Instagram because I always add like local people just so you can network, just so you can network a little bit. Exactly. I might not need this, but someone might need it, and we can work a trade, or I might be at work when you're out hunting something. I don't know, but I bump into a guy and he's like, hey, you're Wolfpack, right? And the funny thing is, like, we both showed up to the store about the same time, and I'm sure you do it too, but you're kind of eyeballing the guy, like, which way is he going? He's snaps, he's going the same direction as me. He broke off and went to Transformers when I went to the McFarlanes, right? So I was like, okay, cool. We're not fighting over the same thing. But yeah, on the way back, he's like, hey, you're Wolfpack, right? He's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I recognize the tattoo. And I was like, oh, cool. So and we're actually good friends on Instagram now.
There you go.
He doesn't even follow me on YouTube. It's primarily just Instagram that we talk. But yeah.
Yeah. Usually, most of the people I get is from YouTube. I don't get a lot of people saying, oh, I follow you on Instagram. Most of it's YouTube. YouTube based, but I'm telling you, dude, when you get people walk up to you, dude, it is a great feeling, because people appreciate to me, it just shows that people appreciate the work, and I always get messages from people. They're like, oh, I saw you in a store, but I was afraid to come up to you. I'm like, why didn't you come up to me?
Yeah.
I'm like the most nicest person you'll ever meet. I'm like,
Yeah, no, and like I say, you stream so much that your true character comes out in the streams. It'll be you would win an Oscar if you were able to hide the person. But yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, listen, man. What you see is what you get. Anybody that knows me, that has met me personally, can contest that. The same way I'm on camera is the same way I'm off camera. I'm just a fun-loving guy that likes to have fun. I like to enjoy the hobby just as much as the next person.
Yeah.
Are there people that spoil it for the bunch? Sure. But that doesn't mean anything. I just like to have fun with what I do.
Yeah.
If it's cool if I get to meet cool people, especially like yourself along the way, and that's what I enjoy most.
Hold on a second. I'm reading.
We just had an earthquake.
We just had an earthquake. Where was I? Here. How small?
Shook the chairs over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Shook the chairs over here.
Yeah, see, we don't get earthquakes. We get a hurricane.
Yeah, hurricanes. Here. Yeah, that's crazy. That hopefully, they come in threes, so you gotta be careful. How far are you from that the condos or that collapse?
Oh, that's in my. I'm like 40. I'm like 45, 50 minutes north of where that happened.
Okay, and that happened in Miami.
Yeah, it happened in Miami. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm closer to the Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. I flew in from Miami, and then I flew out of Fort Lauderdale. So I'm semi familiar with the area. South Beach is fun. I wouldn't take the kids there, that part of Florida, but I would go back with the children this time.
Yeah, you go to Florida, dude. It's more of like a like a nice getaway for you and the missus.
Yeah, yeah, mangoes. Definitely. I'll take the wife out to mangoes.
You know, I always used to joke back in the day. I was like, dude, I was like, Florida is not a place where people come to live. Florida is a place where people come to retire.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like it's fun. It's fun though, man. I mean, like, listen, don't get me wrong. It has its moments. I do enjoy the weather. You know, I do enjoy the year round. You know, sunny weather. Not have But it's funny, dude. It is funny though when it gets around like the January, February for like the 1 or 2 weeks out of the year where it gets like in the 50s.
Yeah,
Dude, it is so funny to see all these people bundle up. You gotta keep in mind, I'm a northerner, dude. I'm from New York. I mean, I've been through snowstorms.
yeah,
You know, so it's like while everyone's all bundled up and everything, wearing their jeans and the heavy jackets and the gloves and the hats and everything, dude, I'm walking around in like t-shirt, shorts, and sandals. I'm like, this is nothing. I'm like, this is great. I'm like, I love when the weather gets into like the 50s for like a couple of days. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like I just go out and I just strut my stuff.
I remember maybe 1990, maybe even 91. There was a real bad freeze where Florida had the orange trees were all frozen.
The orange trees froze.
Yeah, that was I remember that one stuck out to me. And we same thing over here. We got hit with a really bad freeze that year. You guys, this last winter when Texas was getting hit with all that snow, you guys didn't get it too bad, right?
Nah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it works that way.
Dude, I enjoy the weather very, very much.
Yeah.
You know, when I go back to New York, I always try to go back during the summer. I've been to New York in October, you know, when I went for Comic-Con back in 2019, and that was fun because, you know, it was like maybe in like the 60s. And like, you know, again, like everybody's like all bundled up and everything. And it's like, for me, I'm just walking around in shorts and t-shirt and sneakers. And, you know, my buddy, you know, George is with me, and, you know, George is a Miami guy. He, you know, so, the cold really gets to him. So he's all bundled up and everything. And he's like, man, I'm freezing my ass off. I'm like, dude, you kidding me? I'm like, this weather is nothing.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, well, I want to get your take on it too. Is we've been to New York in December. It was pretty cold, but when would the best time be? I've heard mid spring before like it starts to get sweltering hot.
The best time in my opinion is around like the middle of May, beginning June.
Okay,
is like the best time because that's like when the weather is like maybe between 75 and 85.
Okay.
And it's not like it's a humid.
Yeah.
It's not like a humid. It's nice out. There's a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and New York does get those sweltering summers, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when you're in the city, it gets hot as hell. But like when we go up to New York, I usually stay out in Long Island because that's where my father-in-law's at.
Okay.
And you know that's country. You know, that's almost country kind of. So I mean, it's not as hot out there as it is. It's like if you're in the city.
Okay.
You know, so.
Yeah. Well, if you ever make it out to San Francisco, bring a coat. It's surprisingly colder than it looks.
I want to make it out. I do honestly, like, one of my goals is to make it out west. I have to make it out west. Whether it's to go hang out with, or just to go to San Diego for Comic-Con, it's like I've got to make it out west eventually. There, you know, and it's funny too because we've got subscribers and supporters all over the country, all over the world, and I would love just to get to these places just so like when I went here, it's a perfect example. So like when we went to New York for New York Comic Con, again, I'm bringing that up. One day I did one day where I was at the con, and then I did another day where I didn't go to the con, and I told subscribers and everybody, if you want to meet up with me, let's meet up here and we'll do a hunt around the city together. And that's what we did. We had people come up and we did a hunt around the city, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, and then it's almost like fanboy type thing. Like, wow, I'm actually toy hunting with Seth. You know, something like that. It's little things that you can do for people when they're fans of you. It's just like you yourself just taking the time to hang out right here.
I love it. I mean, I love meeting up with, again, man. Like I said, like I've loved meeting up with people. Like I'm actually excited because like July. I'm glad that the toy shows and the smaller shows are starting to reopen and things are starting to pop back up again. So like I said, I went to that toy show in Orlando and that was great because I got to meet a whole bunch of subscribers and hang out with people and we got to check stuff out. And then now July 11th, there's another show on the West Coast in Tampa, which I'm gonna go to that toy show. And again, I'm gonna be able to hang out. I'm gonna be able to hang out with people in that area. You know, it's gonna be fun. You know, because not only do I get to go to a toy show where I love going to the shows because that's where you find the best stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you find all these hidden gems that you normally would not see anywhere else.
Yeah,
And
I'm definitely eager to get out there to the toy shows. I think Sacramento, which I just got back from yesterday, is there's a big one getting ready to start up. I want to say maybe even next week, and I'd definitely take that drive. An hour, that's nothing. An hour
Yeah.
both ways. What do you typically drive, or what's the max you think you've driven?
So I mean the furthest I've gone for an event like that I haven't driven. I mean, obviously I flew from here to go to New York Comic-Con. Then the next thing I did is we went from Florida to Georgia, and that's when I got to hang out with Big Dub, and I got to hang out with Josh Pence. And we all hung out in Atlanta, for a toy show, and then we went around Orlando or the Atlanta area and did some hunting around there. That was a fun meetup. That was a really fun weekend. Going to Orlando whenever there's shows. Like after this show in July, the next show after that is MegaCon in like the beginning of August, and then September is Super Fan Con, which is down in Miami.
Yeah.
So I mean, but as far as like the hunts go, like I work all the way. I like I said, I live in I live closer to the Fort Lauderdale area, but I work up in the West Palm Beach area, which is like 45 minutes north of where I live. So when I'm doing my hunts, I cover from West Palm all the way down to where I am to even sometimes in Miami. I cover a lot of ground, a lot of Targets, a lot of Walmarts, a few of the specialty shops. So I mean, I cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, no, and I definitely see see all that when you're driving around. Yeah, we see your chat, Xavier. He's feeling a little neglected. We see you, bro. We see you. Yeah, you see it in your videos, man. All the different spots you hit. So it's not hard to tell how much ground you cover.
Yeah.
But yeah. Crazy that what's gas right now in Florida? I think right now we are at
gas is like $2.99, $2.98.
Oh, is that high or about mid?
I mean, it's about normal, I guess.
Right.
I mean, before I think it was like $1. Damn. I think the lowest it was at one point was like $2.20. And then it started slowly creeping up to where it's at now. And I drive a truck.
Yeah.
So I mean, my truck eats gas. Just from my house to where I work, it's 40 miles each way. So I'm doing like 80 miles a day round trip.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, when I go out after work and all the stops I hit along the way heading home. So I bought my truck brand new off the lot back in 2018. We're in 2021 right now. I have almost 75,000 miles on my truck.
Wow, that's off the lot. That's crazy. And
so it just shows you how dedicated to the cause I am.
Yeah,
so.
check that up to toy hunting. all the little things no one sees. The gas that goes into that, the wear and tear on the vehicle. You need new tires because you're 70,000 miles on a.
I'm fortunate enough that I don't do a lot of stop and go traffic. Mostly everything I do is highway.
Okay.
So the tires don't get eaten up that bad.
And you know what, your turnpike system out there, it's crazy. I think when I went out, we got the it's the Sun Pass, right?
Yeah, the Sun Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so luckily we had that because if we didn't get that, God, I would just think of all the fines that we'd rack up on the on that rental.
Oh yeah, on the turnpike. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. But by probably like the fourth day, by Super Bowl Sunday, I felt pretty confident. I knew how to navigate in
Yeah, how to navigate around. Yeah.
in South Florida. We stayed pretty far out. We stayed over by the zoo. So
Oh, okay.
it took us maybe 30 minutes to get to Brickell, and then like another 30 to get into South Beach, because South Beach is
Yeah.
a nightmare for anybody that doesn't know. There, South Beach is like an island, and
Yep.
a series of bridges to get into South Beach. So especially on Super Bowl Sunday or Super Bowl weekend,
That's the worst.
yeah, yeah. If I had known that, no, I'd still go. I'd still go. It was a great time. It was a great time. Yeah, man. Well, you know what, man? The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about some movies. You want to talk about man, if you want to talk about the Yankees, bro, I'm down.
So is there? So here's a good thing. What are you hunting at the moment? What are you looking? What are you trying to find? What are you trying to track down?
So yesterday I found Henry Cavill Kal-El.
Oh, nice. The black suit.
Yeah, the black suit one. He was the only one I wanted from the wave. Like the Aquaman looks like my drunk uncle. It looks nothing like Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I came this weekend while I was out and about. I came across the Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman, and the Aquaman I didn't like. It didn't look right. The Cyborg and the Flash were pretty spot on for the most part.
Yeah, they were. I feel like we're gonna get a better Cyborg. Toddy Mack is one of those re-release kind of guys. We might get it slightly better. I don't know. The paint apps, that the red in there probably could have been done better.
A little bit more vibrant. Yeah,
definitely. I was I came across this guy. So
oh yeah, the Charizard.
Yeah, I walked up on him. It was the Charizard, the Battle Cat, and this guy that I'm using as a stand for right now.
Skelly God.
Yeah, this is actually John Joker. This is going to John Joker if he's still in the chat. I just can't get him. I haven't found him a box yet. But at the time, I only had enough for one. So I'm like, oh, decisions, and it was the first time seeing all three of them in the wild. So I picked the Charizard. I haven't seen a Battle Cat again. I've literally yesterday I was kicking these out of the way to get in and out of the store. Like they're everywhere. One store alone,
they're everywhere now.
Yeah, one store alone had 20. I count them 20 of them.
Well, that's the funny that's the funny thing. So like when Major Blood came out, when he was hitting the stores, I actually went to the Target by my house, and just for shits and giggles, I gave the guy the DCPI number, and he's like, yeah, we got him in the back. So the guy went into the back and brought me out one, and I was like, oh, cool. So I went and I bought it, and I was excited because they didn't really hit the shelves yet. A week or two goes by, you can't give those things away now. They were all over all over the place.
Yeah, yep, and that's me and I we always collab and do little videos together. But that was one of the things is Mattel, or not Mattel, sorry, Hasbro is cleaning up. They with the Cobra Trooper the first time around, with the Viper, with Firefly. So many people were pissed to the point where it's like I'm giving up on it.
They need to stop giving stores like Target and Walmart exclusives.
Yeah.
If you want to make them exclusive directly to Hasbro Pulse and let people pre-order them. That way everyone has a fair shot at getting it at retail price.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure if you have it or not, but I think Hasbro Pulse is a joke. Why pay that $50 premium?
Oh, I don't pay the $50 premium.
Yeah.
No.
If I do buy something from the website, it's always in bulk, so I get the free shipping anyways. So, yeah. But even then, like with the Villains wave, I got caught up in the whole hype of the release party that they do, right, where they announce. So I went and pre-ordered the whole thing. I was like, I'm gonna get it, and as a safety blanket. If I start finding them in the wild, you just check them off. And that's the beauty about Hasbro Pulse is up until maybe like the day before they ship, you can
cancel.
Yeah, you can cancel your order on it. And
So that's actually a really good question that I that I always like to ask people because I know how I am. Are you more of a pre-orderer or do you prefer not to pre-order and just test your luck,
De- de- de-
out in the stores?
yeah, definitely test my luck out in the stores. With that Villains Wave, it was something new. A buddy of mine, he does it all the time. And when I'm struggling to find something, he's like, "Here, man, I got doubles. I got it so that I wouldn't have to pay the shipping." So
So
he's been my kind of my safety blanket almost. So
okay.
I thought I'd give it a try, but my pre-order on those Villains Wave still wouldn't even get here if I hadn't found it in the wild. I think I was slated for like August 1st.
So now this brings up a good point. So people always ask me, do I pre-order? I always tell people no. I prefer to go out, hunt it because that's content for our videos. People aren't going to give a crap if I pre-order something. The only way I ever really pre-order something if I know it's something that's not going to be in stores. Like
Yeah.
I have to pre-order like a statue or I have to pre-order a hot toy, something that has significant value. But as far as like a Marvel Legend or a Black Series or a WWE Elite or something like that, I always take my chances in the stores because that's content. That's what I do. I'm a toy hunter. That's what we do. We go out, we hunt, we grind, and that's why people watch because they get enjoyment of us getting excited when we find what we're looking for.
Yeah. Jimpy, Zao Nation, Zao Gang. Shout out to him. He's out in your neck of the woods. He actually saw my hunt for the spawn back in June of last year, and I at the time I think I went to like maybe 5 different targets trying to find it, and I came up empty. But he subscribed to the channel and messaged me and was like, I saw how much passion you were putting into the hunt, man. I appreciate what you were doing for us as viewers. Not even knowing that he's got his own channel too, where he does his own thing. So yeah, shout out to him. That was cool. And like I said, we became pretty close friends just off these figures that we hunt, collect, buy, pre-order, I guess. Yeah. So Dan, who was in here earlier, they don't have the stores that we have out there. There's no Targets, there's no WalMarts. They've got Forbidden Planet, which New York's got one, but
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there before.
yeah. So that shop. Forbidden Planet is kind of like their go-to, but for the most part, everything they do is got to be pre-ordered, and they've all got tips and tricks on how to get it a little bit sooner than the next guy or anything like that. But yeah. Yeah, so it's different parts of the country are different. I've got some friends out in Peru, and we think we've got it bad with street release dates. They probably won't get this guy until I don't know, maybe September.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I sent the not the Red Hood, but the Thomas Wayne, the unmasked Thomas Wayne.
Oh, the unmasked.
With the 2 Desert Eagles. I sent one of those out down there to those guys because they're still not getting them. Today, they're still not getting them, and they're peg warming here.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely interesting to see what it's like, because I get messages from people from all walks of life, like, hey, if you see this, can you pick this up? Can you pick this up and send this to me? I'm in. I had one guy message me the other day. He was in Germany. He's like, I'm looking for like a Hordak figure, and he's like, I can't find it. He's like, if you come across one, he's like, I'll send you the money and I'll pay for the shipping. He's like, can you just grab it for me and send it to me to Germany? And I'm like, yeah, if I come across it, sure.
Yeah, no, and that definitely goes back to just being a fan of your content. He sees what you're putting out. It's like, well, and you being a likable guy, so well, I can trust this guy. I can trust this guy to find it. Plus you're always hitting the store, so it's
I'm everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. All right. Well, we're almost hitting the 2-hour mark. Is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
I'm not I'm not a big fan of plugging myself. It's like I have a obviously tomorrow's Tuesday. Got the next hunt video coming out tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Eastern time, 7 o'clock in the morning for you guys. For you guys on the West Coast. I had some pretty decent figure pickups, and I had I picked up a Spawn figure, but I can't tell people what Spawn figure because people will have to watch the video.
Yeah, no, I did.
You always got to give them a little.
Yeah,
tease.
yeah,
You
you
give them a little
tease.
tease to little tease to pull them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found some pretty epic. Did some pretty epic figure shopping over the weekend. I mean, Friday's video is going to be the one that I'm definitely going to want to hype because everything and anything is coming in. Dude, I've got like seriously, like I must have at least 5 or 6 major items coming in within the next 2 days. You know, I have the 2 statues coming in. I've got, I think I've got a hot toy and a 3-0 figure coming in. I've got some other figures coming. I mean, like I just got like a bunch of stuff coming in all at once. Now I always get excited when that happens. Now my wife doesn't because of the real estate all these boxes take up, but
Yeah, no, that's a fine line that I don't want to dance is the
oh, I push the envelope every chance I get, man. You have to.
I believe
you have
it.
to. As much as they hate it, you got to push it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just did our 30. We just actually did our 30,000 subscriber giveaway the Friday night. So we announced the winners for that, and then I also announced the next giveaway that we're doing, which is the 35,000. I'm one of the Bits and Buttons was so kind enough to give us a $300 gift card to use for the main prize for that giveaway. I also have a set of Hot Toys Iron Man busts from my personal collection that I'm giving away as one of the prizes. So you know that should be fun to pull some people in. So
yeah, no, definitely, guys, turn on those notifications. I know everybody in here is already subscribed to these guys, man, but turn on those notifications because sometimes you miss it. You might randomly go live, right? You never know.
It's very rare that I randomly go live. Everything in my world is scheduled. Like I said, dude, I'm like John Wick, dude. That's how I refer to myself. When the guy's like, John Wick is a person of sheer effing will. That's me, man. I'm precision, I'm precise, and I'm just full of will.
Yeah.
So it's like everything with me is routine. So you know.
That's always good. That's always good, man. Just clockwork accuracy. That's what we love.
That's how you have to be.
That's what we love. Yeah. All right, man.
But I appreciate you having me on, dude. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you. You're an awesome guy. If any of my subscribers are in here, make sure you come and go over and subscribe to my man's channel over here. Definitely fun chatting up, and we'll have to do this again soon, man. So.
Yeah, definitely. You're always welcome. You're always welcome here. I'm gonna say right now, you're an honorary member of the pack.
Woo! There we go.
There you go. His first one, not his last. Not his last, guys. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll say goodbye to our good friend Seth. Appreciate you, man. It's what 9 here. Well, it's almost midnight.
It's almost 9:55 here. It's almost
okay.
10.
I'm dyslexic. I saw the 6 over here, so I saw it backwards.
Oh, it's okay because as soon as I get off with you, I'm back on the work. I gotta finish another video that I'm working on, and then I gotta go to bed, and then I gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So it's
hardest working man in YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I roll, man.
Yeah. All right. For the 18 people in the building, I'm currently working on an edit for this video, so keep those notifications on, and down goes Frazier. And yeah, so Seth's got a bunch of stuff dropping constantly dropping. I got this guy coming out in just a little bit, so yeah, just be ready, guys. Be ready because always good content. I got the hunt with the wolf mother and the wolf sister. Coming in the works. I'll give you guys a quick preview. Four Targets, 2 Walmarts, 2 vintage shops, and even a Five Below. Do you guys have Five Below out there?
Oh yeah, we got Five. But yeah, I don't really go in there that much because I don't feel it's a store where you will really find.
Yeah, it used to be.
I mean, there might be a moment where you actually maybe do find something, but it doesn't entice me enough to go in there.
Yeah,
I stick to the Targets, the Walmarts, the specialty stores. You know, maybe once in a while, I'll go. I have I don't know if you guys have these Ollie's.
You know what, we don't. That was actually one of the stores I want to talk to you. Ollie's and Book of a Million. We don't have those out here.
Books a Million. That's another store I go into very far and few between. Ollie's, there's one actually down the street from my office, so I stop in there periodically when I know somebody posted something. Like sometimes they'll get like a massive haul of like Transformers, and I'll go in there and I'll check that out to see what they got. But sometimes they end up with like overstock of like Black Series figures, and maybe I haven't seen any Marvel Legends, but I've seen Black Series figures and I've seen some WWE figures and some Transformers. That's really been about it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, man. I mean, good tips. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get together again. This is more of a get to know each other kind of stream. Eventually, it's gonna be so smooth to we're working on each other. MF for this and
You know me, I know you. Now we're good.
yeah. See that? There you go. Yep. All right, Seth. Well, appreciate your time, man. Like I said, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep. All right, man. Good talking to you. We will see you on the next one.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, deuces. All right, and that was Seth, Mr. What's Poppin. Give me 1 minute, guys. I got a yeah. I know. I wish we had all these too. I gotta drop a little water. I'll see if I can get Killer Mike in here to keep you guys busy. I doubt it though. I doubt it. All right, back in the building, guys. Back in the building. Got the thing locked up, so the wolf ghost. So the wolf ghost ain't coming in here. Let me get caught up on chats real quick before we Skelly guy. Wish we had all these. Yep. Shout out to JC, bro. You are blocked from the Wolfpack tour review because you are a snitch and a informant, and I do not fucks with you. That's why you're blocked on the Wolfpack tour review. So yeah, that being said, that I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. I ain't saying no names. You know who you are, man. I don't mess with you. You don't mess with me. That's what it is. On a lighter note, yeah, man. Dan Who shirts are starting to ship, guys. If you haven't already, go check out Dan Who. He's got those shirts ready for y'all. But yeah, 14 people in the chat. Let me message. Is IE? Can you hear me? If you were hearing my voice and you were at work and able to talk, holler at me. I'll send you a link. God, I didn't want to run Seth off. I didn't want to run him off, but man, I had to pee. I was just like, oh man. Plus he was getting tired, man. It's 10 o'clock at his house. He yeah, maybe I don't play that. I don't. You're right. Yeah, it was 10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock for him over there. And plus he's got that edit. I know as soon as I'm done here, I gotta finish the edit up on this one. and all that stuff. So yeah. But yeah, that sucks when I have to, put shit on Front Street like that. But that's whatever. We don't mess with you. You don't mess with me, and that's what it is. That's what it is. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this one, guys, and start going on my editing. I want to get some dinner too. I ain't eaten nothing since I don't know noon, 7 o'clock here on the West Coast. But yeah, good stream. I like that dude. He's a good dude. Good dude. Let me check some housekeeping real quick before we get up out of here. One time. What's up, Don Thomas, bro? We're just about to cash out. You missed it, but you can catch us on replay if you wanna see the interview we had with Seth. What's poppin'? 58 likes, 4 dislikes. Shout out to my people hiding out in the shadows, man. Go ahead and keep watching. Your comments will not be seen on this channel. Appreciate you though. All right, guys, I'm gonna cash out. Deuces. We're still doing the Saturday stream. I think I'm probably working this Saturday, so we might have to push it back. Just keep watching the stories and the notification for the stream. I might go back a little later, but yeah. As of right now, it's still 12 o'clock, 3 p.m. East Coast, but we might push it back. But yeah. All right, guys. You guys have